The Russian Grand Prix has come and gone, and my goodness me, what a race we had yesterday. It was absolutely incredible. So I wanted to get around to making this video. I've been having some issues with Assetto Corsa, and it took me the whole weekend to finally figure it out because essentially my wheel was broken. I had no force feedback on the game and I couldn't figure out why. Eventually, after browsing Reddit, YouTube, Google, all that stuff, I got to the bottom of it and I've got my wheel working on Assetto Corsa again, so I can finally make this video. You might be wondering, Tom, why didn't you just do it on the F1 game? Because the F1 game is about 4 seconds faster than real life, even after the new patch. So Assetto Corsa is far more realistic and far more challenging in terms of lap time. So basically, as you guys know, the drill by now in this series, we're going to try and beat the pole time. But how can we beat the pole time if the qualifying was pretty much in a wet session and the last runs in Q3 were, pretty damp? Well, we've done this before. Earlier on the season, we're going to take the FP2 lap times as a reference because there was a chance in real life this weekend the grid may have been set from the FP2 times. So we're going to use those as reference, and the fastest FP2 time was Valtteri Bottas, a 1:33.4 if I'm not mistaken. Correction, 33.593, so just a tenth slower. And yeah, we're going to use that as a reference. Now the difference is we're going to drive as Lando Norris because he was the superstar of the weekend in many ways, and the way he drove in qualifying and the race, he deserved the race win, but unfortunately he got it wrong. So we're going to drive as Lando today, as you can see in the background, and we're going to throw down at Sochi and see if we can beat the 1:33.5 lap time. So yeah, hopefully you guys like the sound of that. The mods used in this video on Assetto Corsa will be linked down below, so go check those out if you have the game. As always, leave a like, it really helps me out, guys. You have no idea, so if you are new watching these videos for the first time, let's try and smash over 1,000 likes, and this would really help me out. And subscribe for more as well, because I'm trying to push the channel forward heading into the winter in different content directions. So yeah, let's jump into it and let's see if we can try and beat the lap time. Now this should be fun, so let's jump into it and let's see how we get on. So I've done a bit of testing, and the lap times are about 3 seconds off in principle. Now the tyre compounds this weekend, I believe, like always around Sochi, are the hardest available. So the C5, C4 and C3. We're on a set of C3s right now, which is technically the hardest compound, even though it's got the red markings on it. Ignore that. We are on the what would be the hard compound tyre right now, and we'll save the softer compounds for later. So yeah, basically we're gonna go through the installation lap, make sure everything feels good, and then we're gonna go for a send lap, and hopefully we can get a decent banker on the board. But yeah, should be good fun. I don't particularly enjoy Sochi, but this isn't too bad. It always helps because the Racing Studio car is a great car to drive, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, let's talk about the race real quick, because how can we not talk about the race? But my goodness me, what an incredible performance from many drivers. Obviously Max Verstappen, P20 to P2. He was struggling in P7, after the comeback drive. He just kind of got a bit stuck on the mediums in traffic, but he made the call for the inters at the right time, and he managed to carve through and get P2 in the end, which is incredible. So I'm sure Lewis would have been pretty surprised to have seen that, in the podium. Lewis as well, 100 race wins, man. That's 100 and not out by any means. I think 120 maybe could be a realistic number for Lewis. It does depend on how good or bad the Mercedes is next year, but yeah, I think Lando as well. Shame, driver judgment error, let him down. Otherwise, it was looking like a race win. Even Lando himself said it was pretty comfortable. He was just managing fuel, hence why Lewis was catching him. And elsewhere, I think Carlos Sainz drove a good race. Charles Leclerc was really strong up until the decision to stay on dry tyres like Lando when his race fell apart. Fernando Alonso as well, great to see him up there. And then of course Kimi and George in the points as well, so fair play. But anyway, let's get this underway. So final couple of corners, let's set up the start of the lap. And now, get the power down. The track isn't fully accurate in terms of where the walls are on the outside at certain corners, especially in the middle sector, but I'll try and do my best to respect that and the accuracy in real life. So bear that in mind if I don't use all the curbing or go off track. But through turn 2 we get a pretty decent braking. Now flat out through turn 3 we set up turn 4, brake at the curb usually, turn in, clip the inside curb, back on the gas, and now on the left here there's usually a wall right on the white line, so I'm not going to run super wide. Here you can run a bit wide, then bring it back on the track. There's a wall on the left here, so I can't go super wide. on corner entry. And there's a wall on the right here as well, so we'll respect that as we go for the double rights. And another wall on the left here where Seb and Stroll made contact yesterday, of course. And now onto the back straight. We pretty much are fine from this point onwards. The accuracy is a lot better, so let's try and end this first lap with a decent lap time into the chicane. The Max Verstappen corner, you could say, all the overtaking he done into this corner yesterday, especially the move on Bottas, was pretty insane. Into the off-camber left, very difficult corner to get right. And the right. Quickly back on the track as there's a wall on the left here. So we can't play with track limits too much. We have understeer there as we run into the Astro. And then across the line, 36.9. Okay. 3.4 seconds off the pace. Right, let's challenge accepted. Let's get some lap time out of that and let's see how close we can get. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, by the way, in the intro, we're beating Bottas's FP2 time, but the video will be titled Lando's pole time, just because Lando got pole officially. Obviously, his lap time was like a 141 or 140, so it's not a realistic time to beat. Hopefully that made sense, but basically, you know, Lando did officially get pole, so I'm trying to beat his time, obviously, but realistically, it's Bottas FP2 one. But at times, you've got to respect the YouTube clickbait, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, hopefully that made sense. Anyway, let's go for the second run. So yeah, here we are for the second run after that little intermission, but we've gone for a softer compound, so the C4 tyres are now on instead of the C3s. So I've reduced the fuel from 30 to 10 litres, and we're going to run a slightly higher engine mode this time. We're going to go for balance higher, so a bit more juice, and I've also gone for maximum wings, so I feel like we're going to need that with this car through the middle sector. There's quite a bit of understeer, so here we go. Let's send it, and let's see what happens on the second lap. We'll lose a bit of time on the straights, but that's okay. DRS open as we run down to turn 1. Let's see if the extra downforce pays off through the corners. Turn in. Yes. Straight away. Able to get the nose in and the power down a lot sooner. Let's try and shave off at least a second and a bit off this lap if possible. Turn 4. Oh yes, there's loads of grip. We can definitely carry way more speed than this. Turn 5, very tricky corner to get right, but we're flying at the minute. That's better through there. A lot more commitment. Through the double lefts. This feels a bit more enjoyable actually, a lot more flow. Knowing I've got a lot more grip underneath me, I can push the car a lot more. But already 1.2 seconds up. With the final sector to, be done, which is in theory our best sector. On the brakes. Nicely done on the anchor. On the little flick. Right, left, under the bridge. Back on the power, a lot earlier. Off camber left. Downforce should help through here quite nicely. Easy on the power out of there. And then the final two corners. Keeping on track limits this time. Final corner. Avoid the sausage curb and across the line. 34.9, 1.9 seconds improvement. That's more like it. That's closer to where we need to be. Let's go for some more adjustments. I feel like a set of C5s and a bit of a tweak on the ride height and stuff could be the way to go. Currently 1.4 seconds off Bottas's lap. Well, this is it. We now have the big boy setup on. This is the one that I kind of go to every single time when I have to beat the whole time. I can feel the bumps. The car is a lot more on point and lower the ride height, so I can really feel the bumps with the full seat back. We're now running just 1 litre of fuel. We've got fuel consumption turned off so that we can run at the lightest possible weight. Let's go back up to balance high. Still the C4 tyre as well. I feel like I can get really close with just this setup adjustment alone, so let's go for it. Out the final corner. Let's send it straight away. Already a 10th up, just with the better exit alone. The car's just going to work a lot better in the corners. Down to turn 2. Here we go. 100 metre board on the left. On the wall. Oh, a bit wide there. I pushed a bit too much, but we'll keep going. I've actually lost time there as we're now equal with our previous lap, if not slightly down. Turn 4. There we go, carrying a lot more speed through there. Probably do a bit more in fairness. Turn 5, taking it 4th gear this time, much better. Getting a lot more drive. Fifth gear through here. Yeah, lovely. This one too, I need to get a bit closer to the inside curb, that's more like it. Starting to really throw the car around now. Braking a bit later through there. Lovely. Now we wait for the DRS. Let's see if the setup will find us a bit more time in the final sector as well. Spot the braking. 100 on the left again. Easy on the flick. Back and it gets super light. You're firing the car. Oh, a bit too early there. Had to correct the input. Ah, damn it. There's the first mistake of the day. Well, we was about 7/10 up, so that would have put us on a low 34. Let's just go for it. Let's go with the C5 tyre and hope that that should be enough to get us the lap time we need. Okay, this is it. This could be the lap. I've also just changed my filter. It looks a lot more realistic, this one, like the real life race did, quite dark and gloomy. So we've got 2 engine modes here, balance high. I've also got an extra one up my sleeve, which is the MGOH on the motor mode. But this is it now. This is everything we've got. Let's send it. Let's see what happens. I could use highlight mode, but you know, in real life, F1 doesn't allow qualifying modes anymore. So let's see, I'm running a 51.5 bars as well. I've made an adjustment on that. Turn 2. Lovely, that was perfect. Absolutely spot on. Turn 3, nice and tight. Turn 4. Nice. Turn 5. Slight lock up, but we actually get a good exit out of there. Turn 6. 7. This is much better so far. We're flying. A little bit wide there, just missed the apex. Lost a little bit of time. We'll keep going though. I'm gonna commit with this brake bias. It might be risky though into this one here. Being a little bit cautious on the brakes to not lock the rears. Steady, steady, steady. At this point the tyres are crying. Oh, that's that moment. There's some time to find through there. Final 2 corners. Final corner. Plenty of time to find for sure. Across the line. 33.8. Not quite enough. That mistake, I think, just cost us there. It's a bit of a shame. Okay. Well, the next lap you'll see, I'll make sure I beat Bottas's time, because we haven't beaten the whole time in a while, so we've got a chance today and I want to make sure we do beat it. Oh, not again. Damn it. That same corner, man. There we go. 33-0, we've done it. Finally, man. This is what I mean, Assetto Corsa are so much better, because the F1 game lap times just don't add up. This is so much more competitive. I'm usually a lot slower and I have to work my way down. And it's not a game that I play all the time, so it's harder for me to, you know, get into the zone and get it right. Anyway, lap time done, let's run through the setup and then let's hop into a replay. So here is my setup then, like always, similar to all of them really, but you guys can just pause it at the right time of the video when necessary for you. So there's the tyres, C5 for this one. Then we look at the fuel, 1 litre, fuel consumption turned off. Electronics, what I was using for the lap, motor and balance high. Max aero, brakes 50 to 100, maybe 155 for the first, 51.5 for the first part of the lap, and then 52 for the final sector, as you saw me do. There's a drivetrain, suspension alignments, pretty aggressive as well. We look at the main suspension, again, very low ride heights, very, very important, especially on the front. So dampers as well, quite a flat track, so you can probably be more aggressive than this. Heave, and then we've got the bump stops, and yeah, that's it. I think various is just the steering assist, Halo 0, and there we go. Let's jump into the replay. And there we go then, that is it for today's video. We managed to beat the whole time finally for the first time I think since Zandvoort, which was in the F1 game on Assetto Corsa. It's the first time we've beaten it I think since maybe Silverstone, or before that. I think it's been a long time. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, then leave a like, and like I said, the mods will be linked down below, so go check those out. Subscribe for more. I do daily F1 content on the channel pretty much always. I did miss a video yesterday, but you know, I usually do daily content, so get subscribed for that. And as always, a big shout out goes to the members of the channel. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. But that's it from me here today, and I'll see all of you next time.